I bypassed the safety switches.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Motion Blowers. Welcome to episode 2 of the Chinese 125cc ATV quad that I got for free.
For free!
That's right, free. In the last episode, we changed out the stator as well as the pickup and did some other stuff, and we got it running. Finally did get spark after an entire episode of troubleshooting, and then it actually starts and runs and shoots forward and shoots backwards because I didn't have the gear in neutral, because you can't figure it out unless you try it. It doesn't stay running on its own, even though we did drain the gas tank and it seemed like it was gas. So I have a feeling that the carburetor is probably clogged, that it won't stay running because it obviously is clogged somewhere. I flipped the handlebars over where the brake pedal is, the brake handle, and I remember that with other quads and motorcycles and scooters and stuff, for you to energize the start button, you need to first pull down on the brake as a safety feature. Well, that was completely disconnected. Also, the two ignition switches that I have, they don't turn. So I think I might need to get an ignition switch. Yes, I could just get any ignition switch from like a lawn tractor or something, but they're all wired differently, you know what I mean? Like there's 6 wires coming out of this. I could look up the diagram and stuff, but it's just easy enough just to go buy a new ignition switch. And if I was going to do that, I might as well get a new on and off switch, you know, which is possibly broken. But anyway, I'm going to troubleshoot the ignition for a little bit. I'm going to connect the wire from the brake handle to the harness because it was disconnected. I think maybe if you connect that wire and you press down on the brake, it takes off one of the safety switches, and maybe if you push start it, it might work. But the ignition switch is also questionable too. And I don't want to fry anything by trying to bypass it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to take the carburetor off, take it apart and clean. So here I have the handlebars, right? And it has the brake, the front brake, I believe. And you have to push this down while you push the power start button. And it doesn't do anything. This is on, that's off. On, and then push, and it should go, and it should crank, but it doesn't. Because the wire is not connected to the safety of that. And even though the colors don't look right, I'm gonna just do black and black and this yellow and green to green. Actually, they're both yellow and green, see? So I'm thinking this is definitely the connection. However, the new harness has these tabs. The old harness has these round male things that go into females. Holy cow. So I spliced those wires that connected them, and I tried it, and it didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. And then I went back here and I took this off. It's the tether. When you pulled this off, and over the years, this black rubber thing is supposed to be pliable and soft, so that if you tethered this to your body while you were riding and you fell off for some reason, it would kill the engine, because you fly off, you'd pull this black cover off, and the button would come out. When it comes out, it breaks the circuit, and kills the engine, and so the engine wouldn't run anymore. It would keep on driving down the street, you know. So I just connected this. I had to pull it off with this, so trust me, if you fell off, you wouldn't be able to pull that off, okay? Because it's like petrified onto it, you know. And so now I just pushed it in more so that the button was probably the cap was probably half off, half on, you know, but wasn't pushing down on the button. That's a safety switch. I just pushed it on there, and then I engaged the brake and pushed the button, and it worked before. There we go, see? Alright, I think this switch here is a little janky. So that works. Now all we need is a fuel supply going into a clean carburetor, and this thing should run on its own. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take the carburetor off, take it apart, and clean it, because now we know that as long as you have this thing connected, that thing connected, and that thing solid, it ought to work. Okay, remove the carburetor. It was easy. Just two 10mm that goes in there into the intake manifold. Super easy, man. 2 bolts. And then disconnect the throttle needle. So it resembles like a Nicky carb for a lawn tractor. This is a manual choke. Fuel mixture, I believe. It's like a drain, I think. Is that a fuel mixture also? Why is there 2 of them? It's the fuel input over here. That's it. It's made by Molkt. M-O-L-K-T. Molkt. 2 Phillips screws. I know I'm going to lose these. What do you guys think? You think the bowl's going to be cruddy or clean? Because it wasn't running on its own with gas. All right, there's some stuff in there. Yep, I could tell that there's a lot of like rust in the holes. Here's the bowl. Ta-da! Yeah, it's pretty bad. But look at this thing sticking out like that. Is that the emulsion? No, fuel doesn't go in there. I don't know. I have to blow air through there and clean it out. Let's see if the float moves freely. It doesn't. See, the needle's stuck in there. It's not moving. That's the reason why I wasn't getting gas. Needle is stuck in there. So I'm gonna blow this out in time lapse. It's gonna take a while. So guess what? No point. I took the needle would not come out, and so I took the wired thing that's connected to the float tab and tried to use a needle nose pliers to pull it out, and the top just was so rusted that it just broke off. So now that needle is stuck in there, As you can see, terrible. It won't budge. So you know what? I'm gonna have to buy a new carburetor. No way around it. Have to. Because that needle's trash. I'm not gonna go just buy the needle. Might as well just buy a new carburetor, you know what I mean? So we can't do anything with this until I order a new carburetor and come back to it. And since we know it works, I can't seem to shut the power off because the switch doesn't move anywhere. Same goes with the original one. I have two, but they both don't work. You can pull them out, but it doesn't do anything. You know, even if you pull it out a little and turn it, it only goes like a quarter and doesn't go to the dot, you know, so it's not really on or off. So if I'm going to buy a new carburetor, I might as well buy a new ignition switch. So, because we know all the circuits work. You just have to have a good, you know, maybe I'll think about buying one of these because, oh, by the way, you don't have to pull down on the lever. Watch. You just have to press this button a lot because over the years, whatever, it might be corrosion and stuff, the more I pressed it and stuff, it made contact. So now I think it's good. It reliably starts it. But you can't shut off the power, though, because of the switch. So I have to disconnect the battery, otherwise it'll drain it. So we'll order. I'll see what I order, and you guys will see what I order. Holy cow. It's December 5th. It's just some flurries. This doesn't count as snow. Just an update on the 8.5 horsepower Briggs flathead engine that I just recently took apart. The one that I got for free locally around this neighborhood. I told you take it apart. Don't throw it away. On it. This is actually just sold this for 50 bucks. We'll probably spend 15 to 20 on shipping, so I'll net like $35 minus eBay fees of $5. I'll probably get like 30 bucks for it. Hey, he threw it away. I'm getting 30 bucks for it. It's my wife's car. Over the years, these vent grids has holes in them. I gotta buy some new ones. Welcome to the second episode of the Chinese 125cc quad that I got in pieces and parts. As you know from the previous episode, we didn't get any spark. So after reconnecting some wires, replacing the stator as well as the pickup module, we got spark and drained the gas tank of its old fuel and did some troubleshooting here and there and got it to crank over, fire up, run briefly on spray, and it actually moved forward and backwards, unintentionally. So as you know, I stated that we need a new ignition switch because the two that are on there are pooched, and the carburetor was so messed up that the needle was stuck in there, it wouldn't come back out, and my attempts to take out the pin broke it, so I just went and bought a new one. So I got an ignition switch, actually two, for $5.99 on eBay. Plus tax, it was like 8 bucks. This came in only 3 days. The carburetor comes with the cone filter and some other crap on it, right? This one was, I want to say, $13.99. With tax, it was like 18. So I'm in it for like $25. The other stuff that I replaced with came with it. Somebody else bought it for 30 bucks. I believe Chris did. But I'm only in this for $25. This thing took 10 days to get here. So today I'm going to install the ignition switch, the new carburetor. We're going to put gas in the tank. I might have to change the fuel lines, add a fuel shutoff switch, and then let's see if this thing runs on its own. Idle's good. Then we can put the rest of the shit together and go riding. So changing out this ignition switch. See this switch here? Doesn't click, and it only moves like a quarter turn. It doesn't go from off to on. But if you force it, sometimes it goes to on and it works. So it's very easy to change. I would hope that the module is the same. It comes out, and there's 4 wires. You can only put it in one way. Like I said, this was a really good deal. $5.99 for not one, but 2 ignition switches. Brand new. And this one clicks. And it is 4 wires. Uh-oh, which one was it? You can't mess it up. It's designed that way so that you know which one's which. I don't even know what these things are right now. Anyway, here we go. Goes right in there. Let's click it once. press the button and squeeze the clutch or the brake. There we go. See? Works. Shut it off and see if it works. And it doesn't. So, our ignition switch is fixed. Now let's open up the package to the carburetor. I couldn't actually find the exact carburetor that I had before. I just found one that was similar looking. Made sure that it was a 110 or 125cc engine. And like I said, it came with the cone filter, high flow, not very restrictive at all, you know. Usually you have to spray oil over this, but I usually don't. Comes with this is a cheap filter. I mean, there were different kind of sizes for the opening of the mouth. Some were 22 millimeters, some were 19, some were 17. I was looking around and they all seemed to be like 19. So this is a PZ19. Comes with O-rings, gaskets, 2 more fuel filters. Oh, this is good because it comes with gas lines. Because the gas lines on a quad differ from gas lines from like a lawn tractor, and all I have are lawn tractor gas lines. Gas lines for quads, ATVs, scooters, that kind of thing, they're a little bit thinner. But it's nice that it came with a good amount of line here. The bottom one is for overflow or something like that. You don't really need that. It's supposed to take it back inside or something like that. This is the fuel one. I'm a little worried now because this one, the diameter seems really, really much smaller than the original one. Well, only one way to find out. Try it. If it doesn't fit, we'll make it fit. So there it is. Let me get the old one and compare. I'm not very happy. They don't appear to be the same diameter. This one looks like the 22 one. See? The mouth is, I mean, a little bit bigger, but definitely this top part is different. See? That's gonna be a problem, I think. But you know what? If this fits on there, if it's the same diameter for it to go on, then I'll just put it on. And it seems to be it is. See? So it's the same diameter to the intake manifold. It's just that the mouth of it is a little bit different. I mean, they said 50 cc's through 150 cc's, so, but I don't know how this is going to work. And also differs differently because the choke lever is on the left side. This is on the right side. Bottom seems kind of similar. The important part is that the intake manifold part fits. Uh-oh, starting to rain. I better hurry up. All right, you guys saw what I did? So because the choke is on the right side instead of the left side, like the original one, it gets in the way of the magneto. So I had to bend this out a little just so that this thing would be able to move. They did make other kinds where you can put a choke cable onto this and control it from the handlebars, but I don't know, it's all right. So let's open, let's close. I'm doing a fuel line here from the tank. That fuel shutoff is busted because the lever's broken off. So I just have it going into a new fuel filter and directly into the carby. The carby! See, right into the carburetor. There is a line that came with it. I forget where I put it. Anyway, it went from there's another area. I don't really understand it. I think it's excess fuel or something like that. This hole right there, that output, there was a line connected to it, and then there's a line connected to the bottom here. I mean, I think that this is just excess fuel, like vapors and stuff like that. So for now, I'll just keep it off. Should I let it hang like that? I guess. This, I don't know what it is. I think it might be a positive crankcase ventilation. Right? This thing goes to the exhaust pipe. Fumes come out of here, goes into here. I don't know. It's not that important, I don't think. Leave it in the comments if you guys know what that is. I don't know what that is. But it looks like a PCV valve. I'll just let it sit here like that. So, I mean, I guess we just put some gas in here and see if it runs on its own. Of course, you got to kind of prime it a little, but we'll see what happens. Hope there aren't any leaks. Put the carburetor on pretty well. Gas tank looks pretty clean. We were getting pretty clean fuel coming out of the gas tank when we drained it, so we just assumed that the gas tank's pretty clean. Okay, it's got like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch gas in there. It's trickling, trickling, trickling. Right. Let's turn the ignition switch on, and without even priming it. It's on choke. I hope it's out of gear. Here we go. Ooh, wanted to turn over. So, it seems like it needs some throttle. Should I give it some throttle even on choke? Take it off choke. It wants to, huh? Holding the throttle. I'm going to let go now. Alright, so it needs a little bit of idle. I'm going to turn the idle jet in, or the screw half a turn. See if it stays running on its own without me holding it. Awesome! How about it, fellas? Running on its own. Dude, it's quiet, huh? Really quiet. Sounds great. Here's the throttle. I shut it off? All right, so the switch works. Success! Success! I tell you, success! I'm stoked. Now I'm just gonna put everything together again. Handlebars attached to the neck, ignition switch onto the handlebars. There's screws missing out of the not clutch cable, but the front brake. I have to put all that shit together and then put a regular battery onto it. Now that we know it starts and runs and shuts off easily, we don't need that huge battery. We'll just put that small motorcycle battery on there. Then I'll have to think of a fuel shutoff, because these fuel shutoffs are for lawn tractors and the diameter is too thick for the fuel line. So, but I didn't put that much gas in. I'll put the cone filter on there. Man, that's great, huh? We should ride it though, but I want to put all this stuff together, put the ignition key back in there again, and kind of figure out where the other extra plugs go. And then zip tie the wires so that they don't touch the block and melt. But how about it, fellas? Awesome. All right, check it out. Got the fairing on there, got the seat on there. I've got my battery. I did some extra wiring just to get those things on there. This has been charging at full bars. The seat just sits on here. The fairing was missing all kinds of clips and shit like that. So it's on 4 corners though. 1, 2, 3, 4. I found a couple bolts that would fit. To plug the holes, I put a Brunt sticker over the big hole. Put a Lucas oil sticker over the other hole. These things are for lights and other shit. I don't know what it's for, but we'll figure that out another time, whatever. But oh, I need to attach this to something. I gotta first disconnect the wire, stick it in. See? What is it like that? It doesn't really fit all that good, but good enough. Did I mention it was raining? All right, what do you guys think? Should we try? Oh, went in, okay. Okay, that's on, off. All right, what do you guys think? Give it a try. Should I go riding it? I hope it's out of gear. I think it is. Here we go. Power on. Grip. Alright, so reverse is down. When I put it in gear, it wants to stall. It starts well when it's not in gear. Neutral. I had put on these things. This thing was loose. Put the switch back on there. Still don't know what this is. Put the filter on. Like I said, I connected the battery into the thing. Fairings on. And that's it. I have brakes. Fronts are not too good, but the rears seem okay. I'm not going to go very fast because it's raining and I'm driving with one hand. But how about it, fellas? It's really cool. I like it. Really cool. I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd get this going. Super quiet though. Super quiet. Of course, it goes over lawns like nothing. Curbs too. Awesome. It's awesome. Guys, I am super stoked that I got this going in 2 episodes. I'm amazed. It only cost me $25 too. Taking it from a bunch of pieces, putting it together, getting spark, replacing the stator as well as the pickup module, the ignition switch as well as the carburetor. Even though we got the wrong carburetor, I adapted it to work and it was pretty easy to do. Put a new air filter on there, fuel lines. Like I said, we put everything together again. Runs great. On high throttle, it seems you want to kind of ease into the throttle. So I think that a fuel air mixture screw adjustment would do fine. Also, in the coming days, I'll be trying to figure out the lights and the extra wires that are hanging out and stuff. But I'll do that off camera, you know, and then when it's ready to go, I'll show you in a future video. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed the revival of the Chinese 125cc ATV quad. Got it for free, put it together, and under $25. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. That allows me to keep giving you guys some small engine content just like this one. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
My name's Henry. Mowers and blowers.
Mowers and Blowers.